What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing Yo Noid for the NES, and it was made by Capcom. And this was like a collaboration between Capcom and Domino's Pizza to promote Noid, who's the mascot for Domino's, and it's based off of a Famicom game that honestly I don't know. I can't. But if I try to pronounce the title to this Famicom game, I will probably like butcher it and everything. So I won't attempt to do that. But like the plot of Yo Noid is that another Noid by the name of Mr. Green is running amok, playing pranks throughout New York City with some slime creatures, and because of that, Noid, the dude in the red suit with bunny ears, was framed for doing all types of mischief in New York City. So Noid is on a mission to stop this guy, and like with this. Now, Noid's weapon of choice in this game is a yo-yo. I'll admit that a yo-yo in most games is a unusual weapon. But another game for the NES that used a yo-yo was Star Tropics, and that was effective. The same thing can be, and the same thing here. Even though it's unusual, this yo-yo that the Noid uses is pretty effective. You know what I'm saying? And the game has pretty much 14 stages in it with different locations in it, like the sewers, the harbor, and even one of the stages is a circus. You know what I'm saying? And there's only like one boss battle in the entire game, and it is pretty much a pizza eating contest. Again, it's unusual. This is unusual, especially before a boss fight. And if you play like most games, say like Zelda, Mario, Metroid, games like that, you always encounter a boss, but not to this extent where it's like a pizza eating contest or whatever. Now, and there are like different types of hazards throughout the game that you're going to face, but it's based on which stage that you're on. Like in the first stage, you're dealing with water rising and falling, and the second stage is pretty much you're sliding on ice. I would say pretty similar to Flash Man's board and Mega Man 2. You know. Plus, there's like different enemies that you fight through the course of the game, which are made up for the game, and the same thing for the stages. You know, I just wish there were like power ups that you could use throughout the course of the game. Like if you're eating pizza, you can become faster or whatever the case may be. But they didn't do that for some reason. But it's not like a big time complaint or anything. The graphics to Yo Noid are pretty decent, and the designs of the game is good, pretty nice, especially like the level design of Yo Noid, because all the stages are different from each other, and you face like different hazards. But the hazards you face are not. It's not that big of a complaint that I have with it. You know what I'm saying? And the gameplay is simple, but it works. It's pretty effective and everything, so I like that a lot. And the soundtrack is pretty decent, even though some gamers like it and some gamers don't. You know what I'm saying? Yo Noid is pretty much a pretty decent game, a decent platformer, and it's probably the most underrated game that Capcom has made for the NES, in my opinion. Truth, I'll say this: I would recommend this game, especially to retro gamers who are pretty much interested in playing Yo Noid. You know what I'm saying? I say one of the reasons would be like the overall silliness that you'll find in the game. As far as to get difficulty, Yo Noid is pretty much no different than any other NES game at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's not, even though it's not as hard as say Castlevania 3 or Ninja Gaiden. You know, but from an overall standpoint, I'll give this game an 8. And with that being said, if you play Yo Noid, regardless if you like it or not, you can mention it in the comment section of this video. If you like the review of Yo Noid that I presented, click the thumbs up button, share it on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.